Gisha is an Israeli advocacy group which has taken the Israeli government to court over the lack of aid going into Gaza. Its executive director is Tania Hary. What difference is she seeing?
Yesterday, we saw more than 630 trucks enter the strip from two northern crossings and one southern crossing with Israel. They were bringing in shelter items, food, fuel, cooking gas, medical supplies. It's an amount of goods that we have not seen since the start of the war.
And is the reason that many more trucks are going in simply that it is quiet now?
We don't doubt that the absence of hostilities is a factor here, but I would say the most important factor is political will. We also saw yesterday, for example, that the police inside of Gaza were allowed to take up their posts and prevent the kind of looting that we've seen in the last months that has really been one of the main factors in preventing aid from coming in safely. Requests for aid to come in have been fast tracked by the Israeli government. And so I really think that we can't overlook the importance of political will in scaling up this aid response, which is so badly needed.
That completely contradicts, though, what the Israeli government has said up to now. And I've heard it time and again from ministers, from Israeli officials. When I've spoken to them, they have said there are no limits to the amount of aid that goes in. And it's all about capacity to distribute the aid inside Gaza.
Yes, that's unfortunately been a refrain that we have heard for many, many months, and it's simply not true. There are so many steps that could have been taken at any moment, and we're seeing those steps taken now in a matter of hours. For example, the two northern crossing points, this is the first time that they've both been open simultaneously. That was a request that humanitarian agencies were making for months. We're seeing that requests to get humanitarian actors into the Gaza Strip are happening more quickly. At any given moment, so many things could have been put into place that would have allowed for a scaling up of the aid response that we're just starting to see now. And there's really something very tragic about that the civilian population in Gaza has gotten to a place of vast malnutrition, probably pockets of famine, people dying of disease and infections that could have been prevented with the entrance of medical supplies. It's really simply not true that the aid response was all it could have been.
How far could the response be complicated by the fact that the Israeli government appears committed to the idea of stopping the main UN relief agency, UNRWA, from operating from within Israel within the next couple of weeks?
Israel must allow all humanitarian actors to operate freely. That includes UNRWA and includes a lot of other agencies. Israel is the occupying power. It is its responsibility to care for the welfare of the civilian population. At the very least, it must allow other organizations to step in and provide those services.
Tania Hary, executive director of the Israeli advocacy and legal support group Gisha.